I'm Kate Tucker and I'm a painter primarily, but recent work has been mixed media paintings with sculptural elements. So originally when I was at art school, I was sort of doing a very mixed media, I guess starting with an idea and just mucking around with lots of different ways of making it into a thing. And I ended up moving from there into just painting and feeling like I really needed to limit the field a lot. And then gradually, I guess it just developed slowly into a more complex kind of interplay between different materials and processes. Art is, it's sort of my primary language. I guess I feel like when I wasn't practicing art, because I came to it a bit later, I always wanted to be an artist, but then I sort of went off into design because I was trying to be practical and I was a bit, I think, intimidated by what I felt being an artist was. But the actual making of art was something that I think I had trouble living without. So I feel as though it's how I get what's in here out, and so it's kind of like really fundamental and essential. I always wanted to be an artist since I was a kid, but I guess I didn't really want to go straight into art school. I felt a sense that perhaps I didn't have the conviction yet to kind of make that work. And I went and did sort of multimedia design stuff, and I gained a lot of skills which it really didn't fit me being a designer, but the skills have been actually really very useful, and I think I learnt a really interesting way of thinking around that digital space where there's sort of this endless transferability of everything that you do. Yeah, so I guess in terms of sustaining it, there's that sort of need to get what's in here out, and this idea of everything that you make kind of posing a new set of questions that you really then desperately need to answer in the next body of work. So it rolls on, and I've found that that's always been the case, that there's never a lack of energy or ideas. There's a lack of time, and you need a lot of discipline to try and select where to put your time. But I feel as though it gains its own energy and velocity in a way, and you just kind of follow it. And I also think that engaging with having opportunities where you feel like, okay, something new is being opened up here, that does make a really big difference, feeling like new audiences are appreciating your work, or perhaps that I think working with different people, speaking with different artists, working with writers, being in different contexts, seeing your work sort of go from this very insular space in the studio, totally out of context, interstate or whatever, and to actually get a sense of that other life that your work has when it's no longer with you. It's also energising, and I feel like that stuff propels you, even though there are periods obviously when it's quite hard and you can overthink what's going on. I feel like that stuff, you've got to know what to really hold and really use, and then you've got to know what to just look away from.